So welcome to another episode of Let's Get Creative Live. I'm your host Yan Chong from Yan Chong Videos. So today is another Encore Live, and I think a lot of people ask me exactly what is Encore Live, and I wanted to kind of address this through this stream. Technically, Encore Live is I'm still here, I'm still around, but I'm using the previous episode that being aired, and because Imran did share a lot of amazing stuff. As you don't know, if you are here and you're new, we are talking about, let me flash this, how to become a content creation machine. So last week we have like a pure live session, and it was really good. We shared a lot of good ideas, and we noticed there's a lot of mental resistance that is along when you're creating such content for your own business lah. And we wanted to kind of break that cycle. It's not really the technical side, but it's really about the mental block, and we are trying to dispel all the different resistance that you have. But by the way, just welcome again, and just want to make sure that you guys can hear clearly. If you are watching on the other side of the screen, please comment below and let me know whether you can hear clearly, you can see clearly, everything is okay. Do give me a reaction, a thumbs up through this live stream. If you are watching on repeat, welcome on this repeat, this encore. Really nice to have you here. And because this is the main topic that you guys wanted to listen, so I wanted to kind of create an encore. Any other topics that you guys have actually voiced out will be recorded or on future episodes, will be taken note lah, for sure. So that's something that we don't want to waste it, because since you guys already asked, I should really pay attention to this. But of course, priority to this particular content. So 3 ways to create meaning, really impactful, and of course be able to make sure that you can self-sustain this whole lifestyle lah. Again, content creation is a lifestyle. It's not really like a point A to point B kind of thing. It's to create this continuity between you and your audience, your followers, your clients, and whoever that you are trying to get. So talking about angles, this is like a new angle I wanted to do. I want to keep things fresh a little bit. Between this camera and this camera, is there any difference? Do let me know. Do you like this, or you still prefer like the flat out kind of look? I would really like to know. And talking about getting response, I'll be there shortly on the main topic, but I want to prepare you guys for the next session's topic, which I need you guys to vote. So if you're watching on the rerun, if you are watching, I'll leave it like forever. I'll leave this live there, and you can tell me which topic you guys want to know. So I'll put it in the comments below right now, and I need you guys to vote between 1 or 2. So there's 2 topics I need you to vote. It's as simple as that. I will put it out. So there are 2 key topics. I'd like to thanks Hui Fang for I think this is better lah, because if not the 2 angle looks the same. So anyway, I'll put the topics right now so that you can comment 1 or 2. Okay, so I will paste it at this moment. So I paste it right now. So the comments is really right below. 1 is 3 ways to create brand identity. 2 is what's the main difference. So maybe we'll give you like 3 main difference between branding and marketing. Do you now I'm trying to navigate with you. Do you want to find out the why and what is it exactly about branding and marketing, or you are trying to find out the how you can apply immediately with brand identity? That means you can literally have the solution, because I'm not sure exactly which angle you guys are looking at, so it'll be easier for me to navigate with your options. So this polling will last until about Wednesday or Thursday. Then I will tell my guests to prepare exactly which topic. Yeah, Hui Fang, you wanted 1. I think that's a good choice. I also wanted to know, because if you don't know, next week's guest would be Damien from BBSG. I'm in a lot of business groups, and BBSG has been one of the most supportive ones. So they've actually volunteered, and he's a branding master as well, I will call him, and he wanted to kind of like provide lah. So I wanted to get him to speak into this upcoming session. Yeah. Oh, Wilson, you also voted 1. I think it's something that we can resonate and we can apply straight away. It's more of like the how to. Yeah, I'll take note of that. So you guys already vote 2, so I'll vote for number 1. So I'll take note of that. Yeah. So towards the end, okay, I will play the live stream right now. any point of time you're not sure of what I'm trying to say or what Imran trying to say, please write down. So I'll address in the Q&A, and the Q&A will be live, will be like this exactly. I'll address after the stream. After the stream is done, then I will feedback the questions that you guys ask. Because if you ask, I actually remember Hui Fang actually asked but didn't win. This is the final chance you get to win this PDF. So there's only 2 winners. Last week Eugene already won. This week is one more chance. So do ask your question, do engage. I will address the questions after that. Then also share this stream right now so that other people can benefit, and that's how you qualify for the cheat sheet. Yeah, that's the only way I can qualify you. And I'll constantly check the chat just to make sure that I can see what are the changes. So do that, and I will start the intro right now, or like the show right now. Mental blocks, what are the challenges, what are the top mistakes you don't want to miss it. But before that, I just want to say hi to everyone. If you are here, please say hi. I know I have to say hi, Eugene. I wanted to kind of pop you in. Yep, hi, Eugene. And anyone that's watching right now, please comment below and say hi, or like this, or react to this, so that I know, because there's no way I can see your faces, but the only way to see your faces is through the comments below. And with that, I want to pop the intro. Intro. Okay, back. Okay, so today's topic, content creation machine. There's a lot of aspects that I go to it. But before I go more in depth to it, I want to kind of say that this topic is chosen by you guys. So you guys are watching it. You guys chose it. You guys did the poll. Really appreciate that. Whoever did the poll, really appreciate. We have like I think 11 or 12 reacts out of 3 topics, 3 main topics. That is how to be a content creation machine, 3 steps to build your credibility online, and how to get over the fear of posting online. We have 6 people that are going for content creation machine, so too bad for the next 2. But I'll take note of that though, so that in future we can actually pop that as another topic that's ranging, but we will cater to this particular topic, which is the content creation machine first. And with that, I want to introduce tonight's guest. Is Imran Tahir. He is a digital marketer specialist. I suppose that's the right way to call him. He helped dozens of companies in their digital marketing strategy. He is very outspoken in sharing his knowledge. He's not shy away from all of this, helping people in the back end and the front end, and he will really give you the 3 top ways, or even 5 top ways. In fact, he actually have like a whole PDF thing. Oh, talking about PDF. Sorry, Imran, I have to hold you for a while because he is giving a PDF. I would call it a special insight cheat sheet of that. One winner will win tonight. The next week we have one more winner. All you need to do is just write, as you can see below, you can ask question and share the live stream right now to have a chance to win by the end of this stream. So you do not want to leave this stream halfway through, because you might be announced as the winner, so that we can send you by the end of this stream. Okay, so without further ado, let me pop you the guest tonight. Drum roll, please. Imran. Okay, you are live now, Imran.
I'm live now, so I'm finally up here. Am I on the screen? Well, like first time. Am I on the screen, guys?
If you can hear him and hear me loud and clear, please give us a like. Please comment, say that I can hear you loud and clear, so that we all know that you guys are not listening to noise. Because we do not know whether you guys can hear clearly. So that's the only way, the only indicator. So welcome, Imran.
Yeah. Hey, it's always fun to have a chat with Young Chong. It's always a lot of ideas that bounce off each other.
It's
can
so
go
fun.
on endlessly.
We talked like 2 hours the last time, and that was just privately. I was like, oh, there's so many golden nuggets that we actually are sharing. Wow, Eugene, you're very good, very good. Imran, yeah, you say Imran is very handsome. Means I'm not handsome. Oh, triggered. Joke.
Trying to get extra points to win.
I know, right? Oh, that. You know, ask question. It's not give comment, but we appreciate good comments. Yeah. So Omar say loud and clear. Eldon say can hear. That's perfect. That's all we need, because we need you guys to sit nice and tight, because this whole thing is going to be very dense, but it's going to be very valuable. Yeah, Imran, maybe share a little bit of how you actually started this topic. Yeah.
Uh, when I think Yan Chong approached me, he was asking what I think about content creation. Then I had this thought like, hey, you just had someone talk about content creation. Do we need to talk about content creation again? So I mulled over it. I was thinking content creation. What was shared previously was really good by Rooney, right? It
Yeah.
was marvelous, and I thought, how do we still be relevant when I come in to talk about content creation? And I had to reflect about the people I've been working with, because by nature what I do is actually digital marketing, which is a lot of paid ads or media buying with my team and all, Little Brothers. The content creation part comes in terms of credibility and confidence. So even though you can have the best ads running for your business or your company, everything, when people click through your business, sometimes they still want to see some idea about who you are or some idea of credibility. I'm not asking like you are a 5-star rated chef or celebrity, trainer, consultant, but at least something to show that you're a person, or this page is still alive. So we're gonna go there, dive deep into that. That's why I built the PDF as well. I think the PDF, when I started to create the first page, and then it just kept on going and going, and until I realized I was starting to build a mini book
I
already.
know, right? Super Saiyan mode, man. It was like what, 7, 8 pages long? That is intense. There's a lot of insights, man, and I really hope you win. If you are listening right now, I hope you win on this, because this is like, oh, this, when I was reading it, I was like, oh, lucky I got a free copy. But I don't want you to miss the chance to win. So there's two winners lah. This week one and the following week one. So no worries, there will be a high chance, because we only have about 10 people in this stream right now, so the chances are quite high. So yeah, PDF is the holy grail. That's what Eugene mentioned. Yep, that is so true.
Well, what I was thinking was, a lot of my peers, they are trainers, consultant, coaches, or new businesses. They are putting in a lot of effort. I'm seeing them working really, really hard during this COVID period to share content or to create content. But I'm also seeing a lot of them getting burnt out. I'm seeing a lot of them not making much breakthrough.
Yeah.
And despite all their efforts, they are posting stuff, but then there isn't much direction what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I wanted to come in and tell them, like, it's not supposed to be this difficult. It's supposed to be something.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's not supposed to be this difficult, guys. It's just supposed to be, you're on social media. That's the first part. You're on social media. You just need to be social, and then just tell people your experience. That's pretty much the nutshell what is content creation, and then you can turn off this already.
Okay, that marks the end of the live
So,
stream.
okay.
It's actually so easy, right? But no lah. I think there is
Yeah.
a few dynamics from it, because from the sign up sheet that we actually provided before this live stream started, right, we noticed that actually there are quite a few different angles or pain points regarding this one particular topic, which we didn't knew about it until people are actually sharing with us what exactly is the real issue. And we thought, when we started this whole thing, we thought this was a lot of technical stuff. So when actually I do Let's Say Equity podcast, I actually thought I was teaching technical stuff, until that half the time I actually figure out a lot of mental challenges, a lot of self-doubt, a lot of self-confidence issues, that we will dive a little bit more on the on the sign-up sheet part. But maybe I would want Imran to just start your presentation on like how we can become a content creation machine. Then along the way, if I have things to add, I will kind of stack on to his point. Yeah.
I think I will share one of my experiences. I was talking to someone last night about content creation.
Yep.
Most people, they share about their work all the time. So if I'm an artist, every day I share my work. If I'm a photographer, every day I just share a photo. If I'm a chef, every day I share
Food.
my dishes, food. And fair enough. I mean, if you have really good shots and everything, but I think if you want to build credibility in a brand, you need to include a bit more diversity to your content. So diversity is not about, you can't show your face every time and expect to talk about diversity. You can't show your product every time and talk about diversity. Diversity comes through this trick whereby the lens that you're wearing when you come online, or the lens that you use to see the world. So how Yan Chong sees the world and how I see the world is different. He has no glasses. I have a pair of glasses.
Actually, I
So we
have.
see.
I just chose to take out because too reflective.
Yeah, how we see the world is very different.
Yeah.
I mean, how I noticed this was whenever I go overseas with my friends, I'll be looking at the operations part. My friends will be looking at where to get the best angles for a photo shoot. But we are in the same place.
Yeah.
And when we come back from overseas, our photos are different. Mine will be about the team doing operations. Hers will be very nice picture shots. And
Mm.
that is the diversity you need as well, how you see the world. So imagine this very simple example. If you look at a tree, how Yan Chong perceives the tree, how I perceive the tree is different. I look at the tree as a whole ecosystem, how the tree provides for the creatures around it, how the tree provides oxygen, how the tree grows, how it provides shade and everything. Maybe Yan Chong will look at it, how can I use this tree as probably a good spot for my next shot?
Yeah, for sure.
And he can discuss about why this tree is good. And he will share about how this tree inspires him for his next photo shoot. And I will talk about how this tree inspires me to do better and serve better for my team. So same object, different lens. And every one of you listening in, you have your own lens. You can be an insurance agent, real estate agent. You can be a trainer, fitness trainer. You just need to put in that lens and you realize that you already have unlimited content inside you. You just didn't realize that you can share about it besides just about your product. It's about how you perceive the world. People are actually curious how you see things differently. That's what makes you unique as well. Whenever I share about what you're listening now, for example, how I share about a tree, you guys have probably never heard of it before because that is a lens that you don't have. I have, and that belongs to me. That's unique to me. Just like that, you have a new piece of content and you show how unique you are as well because that lens alone is something that people crave for. They want to see, hey, what does it look like from your eyes? How do you see the world? That's the reason why people come to social media. They want to see what's going on with other people's lives and they want to see how people react to events and incidents. And that's how conversation starts as well. Like, hey, this guy reacted like that. I don't agree with him. That's another person's lens. So that's how conversation starts as well. So I think the fundamentally is really you need to acknowledge your lens and bring it to life on social media.
Wow. This is a so good of a point. I want to give you a wow sound effect. Okay, so every time there's okay, I think this is a tradition right now. If there is such a good point as been mentioned, I will have to wow with a sound effect. If you can hear on Facebook and YouTube, I will usually award people with very good points. And I think that was a really good point. I have a similar approach, but with a different story. I always use the elephant and the blind people approach. It's about the same thing. So imagine there's a big elephant, and I bring like a few blindfold people to the elephant, and then touch different parts of the elephant. They will actually describe different things. They might feel like it was one part. So the perspective is very important, like how you perceive stuff. And having your own lens brings me to the next segue, which is a case study that I always use on self doubt. Why I mentioned self doubt as regarding to Imran's point was because there was a yoga instructor that was on my academy course, and she was telling me that hey, there's a lot of people, there are a lot of yoga instructors that are actually doing the content, creating the content already. What makes me need to create that content for that since they already can find online, which is kind of true. But I was saying that that is them saying with their own voice. You could use the same points that mentioned with your own voice, and that creates the uniqueness that people are actually looking for. Because I think you looking through your own lens, acknowledging your own lens, actually can give more insights or experts insights. Because whatever you know, most of the people actually would not actually know, and I call it the knowledge curse. So there was a lot of like this kind of debate. I was having a little small fun debate on like why, or I was trying to convince her that all the more she should create that kind of illusion that she can do it, and because she have the knowledge, it's like I don't. Then I told her I really don't understand why she doesn't want to try. Then after much debate, she was like, "Hey, it's true. That is something that's without her voice." So after that, the whole 1 hour, I was managed to able to kind of change her mindset, that actually create your own content is so important, even if thousands of people have already done it, but you never done it. So you owe it to the people that are learning from you to create this content. Yeah.
It's a good point you say about other people content. In fact, let's be honest. Original content, what is really original?
Yeah,
Everything is recreation
I know.
and with your own spin. And you can't really get that own spin if you don't try to produce in the first place. And I think I was listening to this podcast before. For you to find your own voice also, you need to keep creating. Like for example, they say for podcast, how do you find your voice in live session or podcast? One of the tips was, I think, you sit in a room and just keep talking to yourself. And then try to listen to the recording. It's quite creepy, the tips. But we don't want to go that way. We want to look at a more practical way whereby you keep creating, keep creating, keep creating. You will find that voice based on people's feedback, people's comments, and you'll find it. You will start to zig and zag a little bit, and then you start to find that path. I mean, when we started out, I think it looks my content looks very rigid, very like a school essay or someone trying to who just memorized Oxford Dictionary, and it wasn't appealing. And I think till today, I still get negative feedback. Till today, I think I'm not immune to negative feedback as well. So if you feel that negative feedback or people's opinion is holding you back, the good news is that people really don't care sometimes because they have other things to bother about. And even if they care, it's not going to go away. Even let's say you get super good at it, you have the best pieces of content, there will always be someone who will say it's not good enough. So, but what I want you to focus is on the people who say that, hey, this is really helpful for me. The people who say that, who DM you, slide into your DMs. those that, those, those that message you or comment and say, hey, this is what I've been looking for. So do it for them because I think content creation is more than just a publicity thing or cloud chasing. It's more of an act of service that you should not discount.
Yeah, I think I totally agree on your point. Because actually there's one question, so sidetrack a little bit. Alfie was saying that why your voice sounds like Darth Vader. So it was quite interesting. Oh, by the way, Imran, maybe you want to mute on the Facebook on your own page. Yeah, because I think
Uh,
there's some feedback on it, so it might cause some disturbance. Thanks. Yeah, anyway, he was just asking you why your voice sound like Darth Vader. You want to explain that?
uh, it's how that's my voice. So
Too sexy, eh? Too sexy.
yeah, so that's how I draw the audience in with that kind of Darth Vader voice.
Totally agree on your particular point of ignoring the haters. I won't say haters lah, people that don't really care. Because you no matter what you do online, there will be people that like it and people that don't like it, and you still have to create it. Because
Mm.
you owe it to the people that really, or the people that really wants to learn from you, instead of the people that you want people to care about. So it's actually important to find the particular reason to do that, and that was what I actually started Let's Say Creative Live, was because
Mm.
I told myself as long as there's 3 to 4 people watching my live stream, I'm just gonna keep doing it, because it gives value to the 3 to 4 people. Imagine you change
Yep.
their life transformation. That's something that we all want when we are doing content sharing. Now we don't share to just market ourselves, but we share to really see people. Like every now and then you will start to receive messages of people saying that, hey, what you do is really amazing, when they are applying what you are doing and they really can see the change. And that's where
Mm.
you change your followers into true believers, because they
Yes.
are the ones that really tried it and really make it work. And that's the whole point of doing all this live stream and all this sharing content,
Mm.
right? Be it like live stream or pre-production or pre-recorded kind of content. Yeah. So what's the next point, Imran?
I think that brings me to a very interesting point. We talk about this, and I after that night I watched Rennie, I had this thought in my mind that really kept me up. Not all night, just for an hour. What was that? People for content creation, a lot of people are talking about ROI. They want to know what's the ROI for my content, and that is a very difficult mindset. If you it's going to be very difficult if you have that mindset whereby, okay, tomorrow I make this post, the ROI is going to be $100,000. If tomorrow I make this post, this is the post, this is the defining post. I think that's not really how content creation works. I rather you run ads. Probably you can do kind of ROI measurement. For content creation, it's more of a journey, and you're bringing people along with you through that journey. And that's the limiting belief, because if you continue to have that content against ROI mindset, you're going to miss out about the true purpose of what you do. Because if you're here to really serve people, that content creation bit is not really something you're going to be measuring ROI. So you have to disappoint you that there isn't really a perfect formula to tell you that if you create 7 pieces of content, there's ROI a certain amount. I don't know whether I've not heard of anyone else giving that kind of promise. Have you?
I don't know, I haven't really seen before, but I do really strongly agree on your point. But I slightly twisted a little bit. Like actually, I have before Imran started this, like we started this whole live stream. I actually told him that I didn't really write notes because this topic was very close to my heart. So I don't really need notes to really share. In particular, this part that he was sharing is because I personally feel that content creation, again, like what Imran said, was a journey, and it's a service that you create that is not tangible. So there's no way you can have a figure or it on it, or like there's no amount to it. It's not like, oh, you start from January, you're gonna end December, then you get to see an X amount of change. But it's really just moving along with your customers, your clients, your followers, your interest group people that kind of have a glimpse of what you do. Then slowly they craft an idea of like, Imran do digital marketing, Imran does this, Yanchon does this, to kind of create an image, and this image will slowly become branding. And I rather you focus on the service, like how you service your customer, not like physical service, not like like you had to serve them or whatever, but intentional social media service, like you kind of prompt them a little bit by bit, so to create this journey with them. Then you create your valuation from branding, which can't be measured, and chances of it being scalable also is a little bit limited, because it has to be some of the things, when you want to create genuine touch, you just can't scale this kind of you just can't automate this kind of thing. Like if I want to write a personal message to Imran to create a connection, for example, you just can't let a robot write on behalf of me. It just doesn't make sense. I can't just do an email listing and just send him like an automated thing. You could, but it's not as authentic as, like, writing to address a direct problem, or writing a Facebook post that
Yeah.
on a certain issue that people are having that you could help. Yeah, so you have to be very you need to know that some things just can't be scaled or just can't be measured. Yeah. So I think that's a good
But that
point.
being said, but that being said, that doesn't mean that content creation is just feel good. Okay, content creation can still be objective in terms of how it can get you some results. So that's where I think like something I mentioned in the PDF is how you use content creation to communicate your message, communicate your value. And I think of content creation is to tell people subtly what I do, tell people to provide assurance that this is how I these are my values, this is how I work with my customers, um, how I address their objections as well. That is the difference in between just sharing to feel good and a good content creation plan. So that's a lot that is being missed with what I've been seeing people share. So what they do is that they share, but then I ask, so what problem do you really solve? It doesn't show anywhere. So what do you really do? Okay, even if you don't say what you do, can you provide some sort of assurance that you know some ideas, you have some knowledge in terms of your content? Can you share some nuggets of wisdom? Can you share a solution to a problem? Can you address a certain objection? That is purposeful content creation. That's what we want to work towards, and that's the purpose of this kind of sessions as well. So like today's session, this live session, this is a solution to a problem. So it's purposeful. Imagine if we come on live and then we start sharing jokes with each other. I know some people will say it's purposeful because it lightens up their day, but then that is not our business. We are not comedians, so it's not purposeful then. But if you are a comedian, you come out online and you speak about fried rice. You comment about other people cooking fried rice. that's purposeful then because you make
That's
people
damn
happy.
random. That is a really interesting analogy, though. I mean, I agree. I think it's quite creative to kind of think of it. And also a good segue to kind of, because I was actually browsing through the questions that people actually asked through the Q&A. Not really a Q&A, it's more of like the sign up sheet. And one of the pain point was actually building credibility. And like what
Mm.
Imran has said, if you don't prove, if you don't create content to prove that you know stuff, then how do you build credibility? And then this is one of the good ways lah. In order to build your credibility, your pain point, it is to create content. And by
Mm.
showing that you know certain degrees, certain things, it's not like what kind of degree you have, you know. It's not like, you know, like when you go to the hospital or the doctor's room, you see like a whole panel of the degrees that they have, doctor in what. You just can't show in plaque. You have to
Mm.
show that you sincerely care about people's issue and show that you have the remedy to it. And after a few times, people build trust via this kind of way, which is how digital branding is all about. It's really about the impression they are creating the credibility part. So I hope Pathma, you are watching tonight and you'll be able to understand why is it so important to create content and also create on the way you can create credibility. Yeah, so this is important. Alfian, I hope I say your name right. Was saying Imran, your movement, hashtag Sobileni created some waves on Instagram. What's your story behind the content itself?
Sorry?
You have this movement called the Sobileni, is it? Hashtag Sobileni.
Okay.
Yeah, you created some wave on Instagram. That's what he claims. And what's your story behind that content itself?
I have no idea what. Check it out.
Are
Maybe read
you
the
sure you
comment.
created that or someone created on behalf?
No idea.
Oh my. Okay, I apologize for that. I didn't know because I felt like it was a real thing. But maybe there is, but then maybe he forgotten. Then I apologize for that. But anyway, SEO King asks, how long does it take by continuing rolling out content to build credibility?
Okay. So villainy. Okay, I don't know what he's talking about. Then let's go back to the conversation.
Yes.
How long does it take?
Yes.
Again, it's not I can't give you one. I can give you like say okay within 1 month you can start to see results, but again the mindset is more whereby I can't tell you that by 1 month you'll be as good as this person. I can tell you that within 1 month you will see some tangible results though if you apply some good active strategies. So if you apply the wrong strategy, you can take forever and nothing happens. And for me, what I experimented during the COVID period, and the COVID period still going on. I mean, during the circuit breaker and the phase 2 period was, I pivot to my audience a lot more to Facebook. So before circuit breaker and before phase 1, phase 2, I was pretty much on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, whatever platform, I was dipping my hands inside. And I know a lot of people preach about omni-channel, but I'm talking about being realistic here. Do you have the time, if you're a business owner, do you have the time to sit and click, post here, post there, post here? Even Yan Chong just now, he was like, he's already sighing like, okay, I need to share here, share there.
I know, right?
Session. And that's even us as content creator, as a full-time thing already, we are already sighing. Imagine you guys who have a full-time business, you're juggling other commitments. I think you'll give up within 1 month. Not even, okay, don't take 1 month, 1 week you give up already. I'd rather you find the right place where your audience are supposed to be, where your audience are, add value to that place, and keep sharing the right value to the right groups. And it doesn't need to be, I can tell you personally, I don't even share to 10, 20 groups. I share to a few select groups which I resonate with, the people I enjoy talking to the people there. And Yan Chong sees it also. He every now and then I will share. I love talking to the people there. And over just a very short period of time, you start to see that your credibility starts to improve. People start to see you as a contributor because you're sharing thoughts and ideas. And even if you don't have any thoughts or ideas, you can curate. That's the very, very first part. Be a curator. Be a journalist, be a curator. Find what other key opinion leaders are talking about your niche and then share about it with your audience. It can be as simple as that. And then share your opinion about it. over time, people will start to see you. Hey, this guy is actually. You can even as fast as 1 month, you will start to see results. People will start to see you differently. Hey, this guy, he's very passionate about this particular topic. So, for example, we are talking about insurance. Every single day, you make sure you have a few go-to portals that's talking about, let's say, the latest trends on finance, savings related to COVID-related plan. So find some related news, complementing news. Make sure you have a host or diversity content again. Remember about the lens again. Talk about it. Don't just talk about it on your profile. Go to groups. Go to platforms or forums. Share about it there. Reply to people's questions or comments. Your credibility definitely will improve because just by sheer visibility, that's the first step already. And if you want to
Nice.
level up even further, is contextualize to other people's, include analogy, include case study. And I find where it really, the tipping point is when you can come up with your own interpretation. So one of the hacks people I notice is that they create their own frameworks. They will always have some framework, which I also have my own framework in the PDF as well. A framework to tell people how to solve a problem. They will say that, okay, I have a 3-step formula to solve your weight issue. I have a 7-step formula I created after researching 30 over articles. I curated everything, and I think I'm going to present to you a 5-step formula to solving your financial issues. And that's really something that will set you apart from another journalist or curator. So if you actively share, you're visible, you know how to contextualize, and you can reproduce something from your combining your own experience with everyone else's comments, responses, and knowledge, and offer it in a way that's easy to consume, that will definitely change your credibility as well. So I hope that answers as well.
That's quite a dense answer though. For on my end, I would say how long does it take? I think Eugene understands it more than both of us. I would say like almost similar time because when we churned out this whole sharing thing, I believe Eugene also around the same time did the same thing. And he did see results. He did see like a lot of feedbacks, be it good or bad, or like basically just having responses, reactions from his followers or people that he might not even know. I believe Eugene himself could sense it lah. I would say a good range is about 1 to 3 months.
Mm,
But it's not a guaranteed thing. It really depends on your industry. If your industry is more generalized, that could apply in different industries, yeah, then you might get traction faster. But if your industry is very niche,
mm,
if people are doing niche marketing, they are really more going towards a very specific target audience, then maybe the traction might not be as fast, but you actually weave out a lot of not really to your own followers kind of thing, and you because of that, if you are doing very targeted areas, end up your leads that comes in will be more qualified lah,
mm.
that could connect with you. Yeah, so it really depends on who you are targeting and your credibility will build lah. I mean, regardless, as long as you build your content, your credibility will definitely go up. It's just how fast
Yeah.
or how slow, and that will really
How
impact.
fast you can create also. How
Yeah,
fast and how much you can create.
yeah. So yeah, I think that we answered that question. Even Eugene himself agrees. Like the traction came about 1 to 3 months once he started his YouTube. Yeah, Eugene started his YouTube on SEO, so he really did get traction from there, and I think that was a living proof lah. Like if
I think
you start
I
putting
want
the
to add
words, then that will
one more point is actually you must also allow maturity. Maturity is something overlooked. So if you enter a niche, there isn't a formula whereby you create an X amount of content in 7 days, instant credibility. Because maturity, I think it's like not the best example for me to use today. Like wine, you gotta let it mature and sit. Then over time, people start to acknowledge like, oh, this guy has been talking about this long enough. Maybe he's onto something.
mm, makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, I think it's a good analogy. It might not be the best, but I would say that it's really good in that sense. Yeah,
Mm.
and the next one, I think I just want to sidetrack a little bit, is another pain point that people face to become concern creation machine or content creation machine is the consistency.
Mm.
Do you think that there is some do you think it's a mental thing or is it a technical thing? Because they didn't really mention exactly what exactly is the consistency about.
consistency, I feel, yes, one of the things for building credibility and visibility is to ensure you're consistently creating content. Especially at the start, you want to be as visible as consistently as possible. That is where you will need to know some tips and tricks lah. That's where it really comes in handy. So the first part is, I say again at the very start, which you need to start to be able to share opinion. That is very, very important. That's gonna halve the effort like crazy, because rather than sharing, first of all, you can find articles or content easily. Just Google, you can find content. What's so hard about it? But that's not enough. What people want to see is your opinion. How hard is it for you to share your opinion about a recent event? So let's say general elections comes in again. You as a, let's say you're a graphic designer, you are wearing your lens. You see them post about the elections coming. You see the opposition against the government, their posters. You can do a comparison, your opinion, and it reflects, right? It shouldn't take too long. You probably need about half an hour or maybe lesser. So that should already help you with that consistency. But every day you just find something interesting, and then share your opinion. Share your opinion. Because people actually, the most easiest way to start is first share your opinion. The next part is consistency is have a checklist. You can easily find checklist anywhere. Even I included into the PDF as well. So every day, can you do a tick? Okay, do I have a content for this? But the problem with the checklist for beginners is that it can get very daunting. Like, oh no, you panic. Like, I cannot find the content related to this particular part of the checklist. So even if you have a checklist, use it as a guide, but there's no hard and fast rule. So those two should be enough. And the last part is, this is a bit advanced. You need to know how to stretch your content. So why is stretching your content? Today, we have this live. Tomorrow, we will do a code card of the key points I mentioned. Then Yan Chong will post images on the page. Then maybe the next day, I'll post a 3 tips video on content creation machine. Then another week later, we can do an infographic. And then maybe we can do a blog, an article. So that's where it's a bit more advanced, where you have, maybe you look at the comments, all the comments, then you answer each of the comments inside. That's another piece of content created. So this is a bit of art to stretching your content, where you don't need to put in that hard effort to find out what should I talk about today. Because these are user-generated content as well.
Yeah, I think that is another whole new topic of repurpose and remarket that actually went through before on season 2 of Let's Creative Podcast. It's really about milking the content. So for example, I think a very easier way is written, convert it into a video or audio. A lot of people are not doing audio, but I think it's one of the easiest tool to create, and it's just your voice. Because you are voicing your opinion, right? So creating that actually makes it easier. So writing a blog, right? For example, if you have, for example, if we are talking about today's topic, content creation machine, writing a blog about it, you have 3 to 5 pointers. Okay, but when you're writing on Instagram, when you're repurposing it, it's the same thing. You could plug one of the points, post it as a story, and that is considered content. It might sound like the same, but the platforms are different and the approach will be very different. So you don't have to think so hard by creating it. And what I think perfect segue again, because Imran actually did a poll, I think 2 days ago or 1 day ago, talking about the duration of film. Do you want his content to be created as like a 1 minute or 3 minutes or 5 minutes, something like that, right? And a lot of people are actually wanting shorter contents, about 1 minute or less, which is normal because we all want the value instantly and we can apply for all things that we are doing. And saying that, I was doing, I was commenting on his question, and I said yes, people actually want short and mid-short content. But you could create a test or litmus test kind of approach where you create 15 seconds to a minute and you see how people react to it. If people are biting it, then definitely please spend more time to scale the content into like a 5 minute video. Maybe you are throwing more things, or maybe you could add in like the mistakes that people are doing so that people can value add and build from there. And you could just keep doing the litmus test until something bite. Then at least you are doing some sort of like a research so that you don't spend too much time on building like a 10-minute content and end up no one watch, then you feel demoralized. That which brings me to the hamster wheel. Which is people just keep doing it, hoping it will change. Then they didn't change, it demoralize them. Then they will drag a little bit. Which Eugene also mentioned. I really thank Eugene for saying that. He was saluting me for being consistency for weekly live. Actually, not really consistent. I think I felt bad because I actually stopped a month. I was actually focusing on the academy students, and I really can't juggle both, so I had to sacrifice one or the other. But that didn't stop me from continue the podcast, because I built this season 3 up just to connect with people like Imran, like Renee, and future there will be more guests that could under this particular project that I'm doing. So talking about all these questions that people are asking, if you guys could share the live stream right now and also ask the questions, you will qualify for what Imran has been sharing about the PDF thing, right? He has been putting a lot of value inside. So please share the link right now. Don't waste the chance to win yourself. Imran created this wholehearted 7-8 page worth of goodies. Yeah, it's really, really, really good. I think better than mine. I feel a little bit bad, but it was really good. And I was reading it. I haven't finished reading it, and it's quite chunky. So that's why we can't really share into this stream. Yeah, but I wanted to kind of make sure that you guys don't waste the chance to win this for yourself. So, Imran, maybe you have another point that you want to share?
Yeah, talking about stretching content, I'm on a fried rice team right now. If have you guys watched this Uncle Roger commenting about this
Oh,
Hersha?
yes.
Yeah. So Uncle Roger, okay, it all started with BBC creating that awful video how to prepare fried rice. After that, Uncle Roger picked it up. He created a reaction video, and later on, the two of them met. They made a video together how to cook it properly. Uncle Roger created a video again. This is all on YouTube, on how to cook rice. And then they go to Chinatown together to eat together. And then I thought it went quiet, but there was a video, a reaction to Uncle Roger's reaction to Herschel cooking fried rice. It's like Inception. And then I thought that was crazy enough. But then I think about last 2 weeks ago, Jamie Oliver did fried rice again. He tried to cook fried rice. And Uncle Roger picked it up again. Like, what on earth is this guy cooking? So it went viral, crazy again. And then I think a few days ago, Gordon Ramsay went to try to cook fried rice. Again, Uncle Roger picked it up again. And if you go to his YouTube channel, Uncle Nigel Ng and Harsha Patel, their content for the past 1-2 months has just been talking about fried rice. That's how much they are milking it.
I know, right? It creates a lot of waves. This is called trend writing. People that don't know is to find particular trend or particular season. If it's like Christmas, if there's a Christmas thing, you can actually create content that is around Christmas that could benefit or could share value with that particular season, so that you can kind of tap off it. So recently you see a lot of mooncakes coming around. People are doing
IKEA created content for the base of the fried rice. They created a poster to sell their wok or something.
I see. They redirect. These are all creative ideas, lah. I mean, you can tap it. Some people just don't follow festive stuff. But if you are the ones that are looking for creative ideas, that's what usually digital agencies would help you implement in your strategy, lah. But if you want to do it yourself, you could try. The closest one will be Diwali. And of course Christmas is coming, so you could add all this to kind of tap on the trend, because most other people are actually finding online during that period, and that's the best time to be like part of the scene. They're like a FOMO kind of thing. People really don't want to miss it. But now I want to kind of address a little bit. Wei Fang, you mentioned you want a PDF. Yes, all you need to do is to share the stream right now, ask a question regarding this particular topic, then you stand a chance to win, not definitely win, stand a chance to win. Because I still have yet seeing people actually share the stream, so I will later check again and see towards the end about 9:30 we will announce the winner. Delton asks, is this live or recorded? You are watching it live, that's why I'm addressing you right now. Hello Delton. Woo, woo, woo. Just to make sure that I'm real, I want to address you right now live, so that you know that I'm live. I'm not like playing it pre-recorded. We don't do pre-recorded. We only do. Okay, I shouldn't share that. But yeah, we are doing it live right now. Okay, so do you have any like last point to kind of add? Yeah, because it's
The
like
last
the
point
last
I
15
think
minutes.
is something that I'm not seeing enough when it comes to content creation, is to talk about yourself, your origin.
Oh.
People share about how good they are doing their work, how good their product is. They share their profile, case study after case study, but I haven't seen enough people to share about why are you doing what you're doing in the first place? When did you start? Who are you exactly? What are your interests? What are your pain points? And why do you choose this particular thing that you're doing to be your life's personal mission and vision? And what kind of transformation you went through? What the struggles? What kind of failures you encountered? And people want to see that. They want to see someone. They want to relate to someone who has gone through failures. I mean, we're all humans. We go through failures. We face struggles. We have breaking points. And when you are confident enough to share this, when you're able to share this, people are not going to mock you. They are not going to mock you. They will actually vote for you. They want to be there to support you, and they want to get closer to you because they feel that you're human and just like them. That is how, if you really want to set apart compared to the big brands, that's where you start. Share about yourself, because the big brands, they have a harder time to show this kind of vulnerability, and I think vulnerability draws other people in.
Yeah.
So share your origin.
Yeah, I think that ties a little bit towards personal branding. If you notice, this whole hour we're talking about, right? The problem right now is there's actually not a lot of technicalities that we are looking for. We saw that there's a lot of mental baggage that people are actually excusing themselves from creating content. So a lot are actually talking about consistency, being consistent is really the mindset that we are tackling. That's why Imran make an effort to particularly address on the mental blocks that people are facing, the challenges, and not really the technicalities. Because if you have any technicalities, we could have, or we actually should have received the questions about it. Like you don't ask people like uh the IG content what to post or something. You know the knowledge already.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure deep down you already have it in your head. Or you already have a lot of ideas, you're just not sure where you are. You just need some sort of like structure. And what Imran said was beforehand, I want to cut in was you talk about every day just find something to talk about. I would say that's a little bit vague. I would kind of add on, build on it, and I would say that you should do some content research, which you have been sharing since Renee's live stream. If you're not sure, I was sharing with her. Just go to Amazon, find books that's about your particular subject matter. Find out the topics, break it down into small chunks. There you go. You got like 12 topics, for example. If there's 12 chapters, break it down into small pieces. You have 12 weeks of content right there, and this is just based on one book. And you okay, it's not the best research method because you don't really test out like who are actually biting it, but you could see people's ratings on the book, see how people are reacting to it. Is it a top bestseller? If it's a top bestseller, then maybe it's something that you should pay attention to because it's proven statistics. If you are really looking for numbers, the people are looking for all these books, people are paying for the book, so you should create content based on that. Then you can be consistent and put a calendar, put on your calendar, write it into small chunks. I always use Trello. Trello is one of the best apps that I ever use. It's like a post-it, write it into small little chunks, remind yourself to keep posting it, not because people are doing it, but you have to do it with the right mentality. I think that is the most important part. Don't just FOMO, then just post because I have to post. I never post for 3 days, so I owe it to myself to post.
Yeah.
But you know the true meaning of posting it, not just being visible. Yes, practically, yeah, that's the in number form, yeah, IG, Facebook reward you for being involved in the whole thing. It's a whole like social thing. But you should have the right intention by creating all this content for the people that you can value add lah. Yeah, so yeah, like what Hui Fang shared, mental hurdles. She did ask another question about um share about why we do what we are doing first or what we do first. Wow, okay, this is a bit complex. Share about why we do what we are doing first or what we do first. The why or the what. I would say okay. Maybe Imran, you can give your suggestion first.
Yeah, it'll be the why. Like, why are you doing what you're doing?
Yeah.
Why this? So for Hui Fang, you're doing, you're helping people feel better through your ouch page, your traditional Chinese medicine therapy and everything. Why that? Why did you go on that path? What motivated you? Was there an incident that happened? What was the life changing moment that made you say that this is what I want to do? This is what I want to do for the rest of my life, or
Yes.
this is my personal mission?
Okay. Wow. This is
That you
deserve a
follow
wow.
that.
Go on, Imran. You deserve a wow.
Yeah, so that's what people want to know. They want to know like your why. Then they will know. Then people will believe that okay, so this is not just another run of the mill person trying to ride on certain trend. You know that this person went through a journey and they discovered that this is a solution to a problem which many people can benefit from. That's why you want to share your why.
Yeah, agree. Why is important because that's the whole point of you started out, right? I mean, the whole point of you creating a company or being an entrepreneur, there must be some deep motivation that's burning in your heart to want to start this. Yeah, so share your stories. Personal stories touch the best because it's real. No one can mimic that. No one can mimic a second Hui Fang or Hui Fang 2.0. There's no way because you are the only one that knows how to be Hui Fang or how to be ouch. So there's no one to rah. You know how to do your own rah, and that is the true you. So actually,
Mm.
every entrepreneur, even business owner, should really consider personal branding. It's part of the process, and you shouldn't like draw the line between yourself and the company. If you can blend them together, that creates culture. And that's the whole point. Yeah, so that is awesome. Dalton have another question. I want to address that. How can we motivate ourselves to post content regularly? Motivation.
Motivation.
Hmm.
I think before I say about motivation, on top of regularly, I saw some people feel that there's this FOMO that I don't post long enough, I will become forgotten. It's not entirely true. You should also work on how can you get back on track after your hiatus as well.
Hmm.
You should know how to do that. That is more important than learning how to be consistent.
Yeah, I would say for my end, being how to motivate yourself, it's setting the bar low first, then build up
Mm.
from there. Like if you can only
Build the
post
muscle.
once a week, please do so. If you only
Mm.
can post twice a week, that's even better. I mean, of course, if you can post 3 times a week, wow, that's like kudos. But don't set your bar too high. Then you are like so reluctant to post. Start small. Even 2 weeks once is better than none at all. So I would say just test out a little bit and create shorter to create content like 15
Mm.
seconds, 30 seconds. Maybe just a picture with a few
Fortnite.
captions that has true meaning. Don't just write, like one of the pet peeves I have is to for weddings for a particular, don't just write like a love song lyrics or something on the caption, then just put a beautiful picture or something. That doesn't resonate brand. That is just
Mm.
saying that you know a love story or you only know a love song lyric that doesn't really connect with your couple. That's in a wedding sense lah. That we could apply
Mm.
in different industries. So make sure that every time you write is a good caption that people can remember you as a brand. Not saying that you have to dump everything inside, just saying that every now and then just give a little bit of goodies to your followers that are watching your content and pace yourself. There's
Yeah.
no right number of time to post a week. The only right number is the one that you're comfortable with. So I hope that answers your question on
I
being
think build
consistent.
build the muscle also.
Yeah.
I think content creation is also a muscle that you need to develop. I spoke about this before. If you post once a month, you can't expect yourself to get better at it. If
Mm.
you post every single day, even though I've seen people transform, like they from their first post to their most recent post. Their first post, like I don't know what the person is talking about sometimes, and over 1 month, 2, 3 months, I realized, hey, this guy's starting to make sense, and now they look like professional copywriters.
Damn, it's not easy though. Copywriting is something that I'm actually quite weak at. So I rather record my own thoughts or even do a live like right now, as I feel that I could share more values through this mean. So really, every person is very different. Like I know
Mm.
Imran can write really well, I can't. So I usually just put my own personal experience, like what Imran said, put your own voice to it. Personal experience is something that only you know, only you can value add on that, and you can top up on that. So there's no way people can mimic a second Imran. So if he's good at writing, then he can continue to do writing, which is actually easier. Lucky for you, because it's just typing out. But
Yeah.
for me, video, even though it's harder to create, but I enjoy the whole creation of it. So creating video create this personality, which is kind of like it really depends on what weapon you're using. Like for
Yeah.
me, I feel that the video and the live is a much stronger weapon because it's
I
more.
mean, it speaks a lot. Look at his screen and my screen. It speaks a lot, right? Who's the video guy?
Based on the quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pet peeve of mine. I just can't do a weaker version. If I'm doing a show, I want to do it well. So this is something that I promise myself that if I want to do it, I do it properly lah. Yeah. So I'm looking now at the live stream right now. I see. Okay, back to live right now. I that's actually towards the end of the stream already, so I think there's not much towards the end. I just want to cut in right now, so that's why I have a ding at the midpoint just to make sure that you guys are back. So I hope you guys enjoyed that previous like the whole conversation that I had. I think we actually have more to talk about, but because of time constraint, but I want to go straight to the Q&A. Okay, let me play some background music while I address the Q&A. Okay, we have about 3 questions, I think, 3 to 4. So let's see. The first question is from CK. How do you know your perception will be interesting and creative enough for other people who are that will be interested in? Okay, this is 2 parts of it. First part, I feel like what we mentioned in that stream was to do your content research. And what I mean by content research, I think this deserves a little zoom. Content research actually means that you pay attention to what your community is saying. There are a few areas. Okay, why I'm saying so slow is because I want you to pay attention. That's why I really want to emphasize content creation. You need content research beforehand. And why I say so is because when you are doing content creation, you need to understand your community. Hence, you need to do the research. And it can be different form. Like what we say, you can do the personal approach. You can DM your clients. You can DM your friends and family and ask on the certain topics that make sense. Like you can ask them, how do they really feel about this? And do they resonate with it? Do they pay attention to it? And you really have to write down notes on it. It's very important that you pay attention to that small little details. Another good way is to research in what I mentioned on the stream was using Amazon. We see what people are writing in their books, understand why they are write all the hot topics, Google research exactly what are people finding about. You know, usually are the 4Ws, the who, where, who, what, where, and of course the H, the how. These are the things that people are actually finding because people really need information, and it's always through all these main things that they will be interested. And if you do enough research, there are tools for you to use online. Of course, free tools can be Amazon, can be Google, can be like Twitter trends. There are other paid ways. Paid ways is because you can get your answer faster, but there are definitely free ways. So Amazon is one of the strongest ones. You can see Google results and see what people are finding. Like sometimes you just type halfway, then they fill out the blanks for you, right? These are the highly searched content. YouTube, I use this app called. Let me see whether I can find on my YouTube link. There is this particular thing that I always use. Give me a minute to find. YouTube. TubeBuddy, yes. TubeBuddy is one of the strongest tools. Let me scroll down. Yep, TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy. Okay, why it's so good? Okay, let me just do a quick demo. I just wanted to kind of show you because if I don't show you, there's no way I can convince you that it's good. It's so good that I have to share. So good. Let me share my screen. Can I share my screen? Yes. Okay. So as you can see, TubeBuddy. This is on Chrome, right? Okay. Okay, why it's so good? You can literally, I'm just sharing you the website. TubeBuddy is really the main feature for you is to do video SEO. Why it's so good is because you can literally study what people are actually finding. Like they actually help you craft better videos. So let me see if I can. Okay, these are like some of the free sources lah. Manage extensions. Okay, it's been a while since I use it, but okay, anyway. Let you just go to the main page. You can do advanced research. So when you are researching, you can actually find what are the main keywords, and they will tell you exactly your unweighted or the weighted results. And what I mean by that is because you can see what people are actually finding. So they'll tell you, oh, this is not a very competitive word you could use. This is not the really the good search volume. They will suggest what are the better related ones. Then you don't have to guess, because if you write correctly, if you find what people are actually finding, you spend half the time not wandering around the wrong things. So this is one of my tools that I use, because TubeBuddy works very closely with Google. They are like the same search engine family, so you could pay attention to that. So this is one of my tools lah. So you okay. So back to the topic of researching. So you research, you ask around, you DM your clients or ex-clients and ask them what exactly can are you able to solve, and ask them about topics that you think that they think that will be useful for them. And that's how you can pinpoint whether people are uh, interested in your topic. As for creative, I think it's a very subjective thing. Some ideas might be creative for one person, might not be very accurate to another person. So there's no right way to do it. But if you notice that those trends, those trends that you are looking at, the creative ideas, you should follow. If you want to be more playful, you can go towards like those TikTok trends and stuff. Those are the more creative one. Or sometimes they just trend hop, like what we discussed with Imran, trend hopping to topics that are that people are talking about. Yeah, like sometimes there could be topics about bubble tea, then they just want to do some songs about bubble tea, or like what Imran talked about fried rice, the whole fried rice incident. Everybody's doing parody about the fried rice, and this is how you become creative. It's not original. Most ideas are actually not original, so no point for you to dwell to become original. No, try your best to create original, but sometimes most of the original has been taken, so you must just go with the flow, stick to what works. Yeah, so that's one. So that's the creative part, and the perception. The interesting part, you really have to test. Like what I mentioned, mini test your subject, your topic, and see whether people bite. But you have to plant in the right farm, plant in the right group that people are interested about that topic. You can't share a cat topic into a dog community. There's just no people will bite. So people won't be interested if you are posting there. But if you are posting cat topic in a cat community, for example, then people will want to pay attention to you, and that becomes interesting. So it's very subjective in terms of what people perceive as interesting, because if you are posting at the right place, you'll definitely get the right result. So join the community, provide the value that you already have, and test a little bit in that community. Who knows, maybe people buy it. Yeah, so that's the answer for CK. Okay, the next question I saw was Wilson. Wilson, you asked, how frequent should we be creating and posting content? Okay, I always tell my students this thing. Creation, right? Try to make it bulk creation. So 1 month, you should create twice. Just this is my way of doing. And 1 month, you create 2 sessions that you create content. When I say create, including editing and whatever, research and whatnot, 1 session is about 2 to 3 hours. That's including everything, including until the posting part and researching. So why I say bulk creation is because I don't want you to let you dwell into the creation of every single week you have to create. It's very, very tiring. So that's that. As for posting content, in the stream I mentioned, it really depends on how available are you. Are you just like a casual poster, like once a week is like the bare minimum you should do? Instagram algorithm sway towards the maximum gap you should post is 3 days apart. That's like the latest you should post. But it really depends on how much you can create, because I don't want to come to the point where, because Yan Chong say must post 3 times a week, then you go 3 times a week. Even my brand don't even get a chance to post 3 times a week. Now we drop down to 2 times a week. Usually last time I tried 3 and it was quite intense. Provided you have enough content to sustain. Because mine is a wedding brand, so during COVID there's no way we can film weddings, right? So the content seems to dry down a bit, and that's where you have to start cracking your head and create content from there. But if you did your content research, then you shouldn't be too worried about that, because you should always research every 2 to 3 months, then use that month to start creating for that 2 to 3 months. So when you are posting content is natural. Like for my podcast, when I'm doing live stream, I literally can cut into small chunks, and my next 2 to 3 weeks of podcast content is already there. I just need to cut it out and paste it in the podcast stream. Then people can literally listen to the podcast every single week without fail. In fact, it's all scheduled posts right now, so I don't even need to worry about it. I just write one shot, then I already know, okay, you'll be posting in this date, this time. Yeah, it's always like that. Yeah, so if you don't know, I also do podcasts. This is like a podcast because it's like a recorded session. It's on Spotify. Let's Get Creative podcast. Go check it out if you don't know. Yeah, if you're not sure, let me know. I'll write in the comments. But yeah, it's on Spotify. Okay. That's another question. Okay, then another question from Wilson again. How do we improve our content that we are passionate about? Improvement, it really depends. Are you talking about the quality, or are you talking about delivery? Yeah, because I think delivery itself is an art. Like how you're able to copyright your content is an art. When you are saying improvement, I'm assuming you're talking about both departments. Content research, you have to be constantly, like what I say, every 2 to 3 months get yourself updated in the latest trend in your industry. Yeah, to be relatable, to be more educated. Yeah, because some of your knowledge cannot be always copy and paste. There'll be some times that you can input your own voice, and that's where you improve your content. You become more reliable. Yeah, so that is improve in terms of delivery. You could learn a little bit on your copywriting, rephrase your stuff, and see how people react to it. Yeah, if people are not reacting too well, you have to ask for feedbacks. Always ask, if there's a chance, just ask them, hey, I've been posting this. Even my email list, I also ask people like, hey, do you have any questions, or do you feel like my email list could improve? And there are 1 or 2 people actually tell me, hey, there actually this part you could improve. And if you're not sure, or talk about email list, yeah, so I have an email list for you to join if you are interested in making your own video content. Inside there's a cheat sheet, a guide. Yeah, so do scan this QR code, if you want. Yeah, and you can get the guide for free. This is the email list, talk about email list. So yeah, always ask for feedback. But don't always ask in your content. Maybe just every 2 to 3 weeks you can just ask one person and tell them how they feel about your content this past few weeks. Then most likely they'll give you their honest feedback, and you can improve from there. Yeah, but talking about improvement is always the content itself and the delivery. I have seen people post just words and they get a lot of traction, especially LinkedIn. If you know, LinkedIn is a space where there's a lot of written stuff, but the best delivery of course is video lah, because as you can see now we really have this connection. I still feel like if you want to improve from written, you can go to video or audio, because I think it's more immersive. When I'm speaking like that, it's more immersive than me typing an essay and hope you read. Because if I'm hoping for someone to read that, I actually lose the people because they don't feel like reading. Yeah, so video, okay, they can literally listen to it. They don't even have to watch my face, but they can just like pay attention to what I say. Of course, with the zoom effect. you can better pay attention to me. Yeah, so that is that. Yeah, so I hope that you could improve your content lah, Wilson. Alan, you also asked a question. I have left Facebook for years. How can I get back to this journey posting? As you have attended my course, Alan, I would like to address that with my full of my passion and my heart to tell you to do your research first, join the right community first. When you see people with the same frequency posting stuff, you also will get motivated to post. I don't know whether is it for apply to you guys, but when I join the same group as Imran, and when I see Imran posting stuff, it get me very hyped to post, and that gives me a chance to feel like posting. That also motivates me because I see people do. Then it kind of gives me that kind of FOMO feeling. Of course, don't have to be so very competitive. Just saying that you should try on your own to be involved. Then the moment you see people are more happening there, you will also want to participate, because I want you to get this peer pressure to kind of hop into it and share your values, not just contributing, but share your values to them. Share your video, share your content to them, and if they resonate, like what just now actually asked how to to be involved, right? I told him to get involved in the groups, involved in the community. Then you will naturally get back to this mojo of creating content. Yeah, it's not easy. You have to make it into a habit. It's a journey. It's a lifestyle. But it's worth it in the end when you see people benefiting from it. Yeah, because if, like what I said, if at least there's 3 to 4 people that are already benefiting from you, you should continue to do that, because they will spread the words for you, and you will spread this like how you want people to feel the benefit lah. Yeah, so yeah, this actually concludes. I think I didn't miss out any questions. If I do, I will address it after the stream, because I know I promise this is a 1 hour stream. It's dragged a little longer than I expected, and I apologize for that. Every week is always like that, because there's so many good questions that I scared I missed, so I wanted to address every single one of them. Yeah, so next week, currently we have 2 people that voted for topic 1. Like again, I want to put it out here. We are asking for votes for these 2 topics. Please comment 1 if you want me to talk about topic number 1. If you want 2, please type 2 in the comments below. If you are watching on the rerun, this is what I need you to do, because it's important so that I can tell my guest, which is Damien. He's a digital branding guy, so I will get him to talk about branding identity. Yeah, but we have to talk more deep dive with it. I had to break it down even more, so that's why these 2 topics came about. So please comment below which topic you want us to talk about. As simple as that. You vote, we answer, we do the stream. Yeah, so I hope I answered every single questions, and actually I will actually see you guys same time, Friday, 8:30 to 9:30. It's always 1 hour long. There's Q&A and there's giveaway. You don't want to miss out that. And today's winner, all I can see right now, actually the first one that actually shared and comment was Wilson. Wow. Okay, what cannot hear? Wow. Okay, so Wilson, you won the giveaway today, because you asked the question and share the stream, from what I know lah, because I saw it pop up first. Yeah, so thanks for being part of this. Really appreciate you guys for joining today's stream. I hope you guys enjoyed and benefited through this short session. And next week's topic should be topic number 1, if I am quite sure, because you guys really requested that. We will definitely keep note of that. And yeah, Friday 8:30 to 9:30. See you next week. Cue the intro. Intro. Feels weird. Intro again. Let me try. Okay, never mind. I think the intro got some issue. Apologize for that. It seems like the music doesn't come out from the screen. So anyway, I'll see you next week. Bye.